So, you know One Punch Man, right? The guy who's so strong he ends every single fight with just one punch? Kinda takes the drama out of it, huh? But the real question, the one everyone wants to know is, how? How did he get that strong? Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. The absolutely hilarious and kinda deep secret behind his ultimate power.
Yeah, what is the secret to impossible strength? I mean, it's the mystery that drives the whole show, right? And it's not just us wondering. This question attracts some seriously, let's just say, intense individuals who are desperate for an answer.
And speaking of intense individuals, meet Dr. Genus. This guy is obsessed. He's a genius scientist who looks at Saitama and doesn't see a hero. He sees a walking, talking science project. He's convinced the secret to humanity's evolution is locked away inside Saitama, and trust me, he will stop at nothing to get his hands on it.
Okay, so before we get to the big bad, let's set the stage with our main guys. Saitama, our ridiculously overpowered hero, and his super serious cyborg disciple, Genus.
And you couldn't find two more different people. Seriously. On one hand, you've got Saitama. He's a hero for fun, which basically means he's so powerful, he's just bored. He's more worried about supermarket sales than, world-ending threats. And then there's Genus. He's this hyper-analytical, deadly serious cyborg on a quest for justice. And he follows Saitama around, convinced his master holds the secret to everything. All right, so that brings us back to our main villain, the guy pulling all the strings. The super smart, kind of crazy, and definitely dangerous Dr. Genus and his whole operation, the House of Evolution.
So, the deal with Dr. Genus is that he was this brilliant scientist who basically got fed up with humanity. He thought we were weak and needed a forcible upgrade. Naturally, nobody else was on board with that idea. So, what's a guy to do? Well, he figures out how to make himself young again, starts an army of his own clones, and creates his own weird new species to make his dream a reality. Normal stuff.
And this is his whole philosophy, right? Artificial evolution. He believes strength isn't earned, it's built in a lab with genetic engineering and all that fancy science. So when a guy like Saitama shows up, a completely normal human with impossible power, it just breaks his brain. He doesn't see a hero, he sees a living, breathing paradox, the ultimate specimen for his research. So after Saitama casually wipes the floor with some of his best creations, Dr. Genus goes from curious to full-on obsessed. He's convinced Saitama's body is the missing piece of his evolution puzzle. He absolutely has to have him, so he sends everything he's got to bring him in, which, of course, leads to a showdown. So, Saitama and Genus decide enough is enough. They take the fight straight to the enemy's doorstep, this giant 8-story fortress. They blast their way through, but down in the basement, Dr. Genus has one last card to play, his ultimate weapon. And this thing, Carnage Kabuto, is no joke. Remember Genus, the powerful cyborg? Yeah, he gets absolutely dismantled in like 2 seconds. Saitama's reaction is just perfect. He deadpans, you just turned Genus into a piece of bad modern art. It's hilarious, but it also tells you right away, this new guy is on a completely different level. So who is this Carnage Kabuto? Well, he's supposed to be the pinnacle of Dr. Genus's work, the ultimate new human. Super strong, super smart, but there's a tiny problem. He's also completely unhinged and uncontrollable, a total psychopath. In fact, he's so dangerous that Dr. Genus literally had to keep him locked up in the basement as a last resort. He's the panic button. But then something crazy happens. As Kabuto rushes in for the kill, he just stops. Cold. His pure animal instinct kicks in and he senses something terrifying coming from Saitama. It's like staring into an endless void of power. And this monster, this perfect weapon, is genuinely scared. So scared, in fact, that he puts the fight on pause because he has to know. He demands to know the secret. And this is it. The big moment. The secret Dr. Genus has spent his life chasing. The source of power that literally stopped the ultimate killing machine in its tracks. And you know what? Saitama just shrugs and goes, "Sure, I'll tell you." Okay, get ready. Here's the god-tier secret to ultimate power. 100 push-ups, 100 set-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run. Do that every single day. That's it. That's the whole secret. And he's not joking. He explains with a totally straight face that you just have to train so hard that your hair falls out. That's his whole philosophy. True strength comes from pushing yourself past your limits through sheer will. You have to change yourself from the inside out. And then Genus, our voice of logic, just chimes in with, that is nothing more than standard strength training. It is not even that intense. The anticlimax is just incredible. Nobody buys it. The villains, even his own student, they all think he's messing with them. It has to be a joke, right? Well, the fight is far from over. Carnage Kabuto is furious. He thinks Saitama is mocking him, so he goes into his final, most powerful form. But what finally gets Saitama to finish this fight, well, it has absolutely nothing to do with being a hero. So think about it. The big secret turns out to be a basic gym routine. The bad guy's now at full power. What on earth could possibly flip the switch for our bored hero and make him actually try for a second? So, Carnage Kabuto, in his new Carnage mode, boasts that he's going to go on an unstoppable rampage for a whole week, and that rampage will end next Saturday. And you can just see the gears turning in Saitama's head. A week-long rampage ending next Saturday? That means, wait a minute, that means today is Saturday. Oh no, that means it's bargain day at the supermarket. And with that one horrible realization that he might miss a discount, he just ends it. One punch, boom. Fight over. The ultimate weapon, created by science, defeated by FOMO over cheap groceries. And watching this all unfold, Dr. Genus just quits. His whole life's work, all his grand theories about artificial evolution, just completely shattered. Shattered by a bald guy in a cape who got godlike powers from doing push-ups and was worried about a supermarket sale. He realizes he's the one who needs to change, not humanity. And that's really the brilliant punchline of the whole episode, isn't it? It leaves you wondering, is real strength about some grand, complicated secret, some high-tech shortcut? Or is it just about showing up every single day, doing the hard, boring work, especially on the days you really don't want to? What do you think?